Right, we're recording.
Hey,
Good.
how we doing?
How we doing? This is Boxing Bros UK.
Boxing Bros
Chris.
UK, come on.
So there's something that's been bugging me. It's a little bit of a rant, but I've got to get it off my chest because it's been bugging me. As I've been watching the boxing, YouTube media, everything that's been said and everything like that, I just want to address a few things. So
this is exciting. I'm looking forward to this.
Basically, so everyone's going. I've made some notes, but so I don't forget nothing. So everyone's going around saying Ryan Garcia is the next big thing since sliced bread. Oh my God, I can't believe he beat Devin. I'm not saying it's the only reason why he beat Devin Haney. Is people say, oh, it's only £3. When you're trying to lose that last £3 to make weight, it kills you.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, it would have been a different fight had he made the weight. Not only that, in England, we call this Ryan Garcia played a cunt trick on Devin Haney. He had no intention ever of making weight at all. His strength and conditioning coach has said, he even said himself, and that bottle of beer he was drinking on the scales, that must have weighed maybe a pound or something anyway. So he had no intention of trying to make weight at all.
I think Cole Fletch, I watched, he was saying that even if it was a bottle of water, that could have been 1.5 pounds. Just
exactly.
That.
So he had so he's been training knowing that he doesn't need to make weight, knowing that he can be over a little bit and it's fine.
So based on some of the research you've done, which you've obviously done a bit on this as well, you're convinced that it's intent. Well, it does seem a little bit like that's the case, doesn't it?
Because
he's done it intentionally.
Yeah, it's just like basically he had his strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, everybody would have known that he's not making weight. And I think there's an interview with Timothy Bradley. You know, they've got their little podcast, Timothy Bradley, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. They've got a little podcast thing that they do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. I've forgotten what it's called. Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Basically, anyway, his strength and conditioning coach let something slip that, they had no intention, that they was training to be over. And so he's played a cunt trick of Devin Haney because, obviously, now he's not made weight. The title's not on the line. Yeah, and he can't back out of the fight because everyone's paid to watch Haney Garcia. It's £3. Yeah, so he's at an advantage because he's not had to starve himself to make weight. Haney can't put a hydration course on Garcia because he'll have to put one on himself. So he won't be able to rehydrate, and he's already £3 down anyway. So
you reckon the thing is as well, by the time he's come in that ring, hydrated fully, got his Powerade down his neck, rump steak just before, because I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Eddie Hearn said, I'd have made sure he'd have weighed on the morning as well, or whatever.
No, what's the point? Because Devin Haney was rehydrating himself. He wouldn't have rehydrated as much as Garcia.
That's true. That's true. Do you think Garcia? What do you think he would have walked in the ring at roughly?
I think it would have been like 160, 66, something like that.
Yeah, because I was saying to Mr. Joshua Antonio earlier, I said just a random question, asking another boxer, and I said, what do you reckon sort of Ryan Garcia would walk around at? And he said, easy 160, if not 170 or more, easy. It would make that weight comfortable.
My point is, so everyone's raving about Ryan Garcia, what an amazing fight it was. For me, it was a good win, but he did it through trickery, lying, and bullshit. Like he didn't. So fair play to him because the way that he did it, fair play. He gets props for the mind games, playing possum. We all thought he was crazy, and he did a shit like. He did a shit public workout. He was doing all the crazy tweets, getting himself arrested, doing all that crap. We believed it. Fair play for that. But the only thing is, so he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's a superstar. But let's look at it. Let's look at it realistically. Yeah, there's no weight class of 143 pounds. Yeah, so he said himself, I can't make 140. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. It's impossible. So he's got a campaign at 147. Who does he beat at 147? The best. Crawford.
Yeah.
Boots Ennis. Who's he beating at 147?
The thing
who's he beat before that to be a superstar? He beat Luke Campbell when he should have fought longer. I'm not saying he's not without talent. He is talented, but let's not get ahead of ourselves thinking that he's the next Vincent Sliced Bread, because he's not. He hasn't done anything. And the thing is, if you want to fight someone at a catch weight, put that in the contract so they're prepared. You don't want to fight for a title. He's a champion of nothing. He's a champion of nothing.
I know. Didn't he come out and say, "Oh, I don't care about the belts. I don't care about the belt"? He must do, though, surely.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he just cares about winning now. I think that he just really, the beating he took off Tank, I think that embarrassed him, and he felt so bad. And yes, he agreed to the terms with Tank, rehydration clause. He chose to fight at 135 when he's, according to himself, he can't make 140. So it was a struggle for him. So he's learned his lesson. Don't take fights where you're going to handicap yourself not to win.
You just as a comeback, yeah. Do you believe him that he definitely can't make 140? I know he looks very tight at that weight, didn't he? Against Tank Davis, he really looked like he was struggling.
Against Tank Davis, he looked sucked in. He looked weight drained, and it, like you could tell, like it was bad. So I give him, but he took the fight. He tried, but he quit, and he quit. And I don't care what anyone says. Let's not forget, he could have got up and he quit. Yes, he had a bruised rib or whatever, but like,
and if you are tight at the weight anyway, and then you take a body shot, you're already tight. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Tank Davis either, but if you're tight at the weight, dead at the weight anyway, and you take a big body shot, you're going to feel it even more, aren't you? Surely.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna, and the thing is, you can't say he's like the next greatest thing, because the true boxers, the legends of the game, the warriors, Muhammad Ali fights with a broken jaw. You know, people fighting with broken ribs. Like they're the proper legends. Well, I remember Chris Eubank had a massive egg on his eye, and when he went up to cruiserweight, they're the proper warriors who don't quit. Even Deontay Wilder, when he's fighting Fury, he's absolutely getting battered pillar to post. Can't even hold his arms up. His corner had to save him because he wanted to fight on no matter what. That's what you call proper boxers. Like, so it's not. I think it's too much credit for just because he was a weight bully, basically, and he wasn't even a weight bully. Like, they knew about it. He didn't tell them that he was going to be a weight bully and did it. So it's not really. And I do believe if he had to make 140, and I believe he can make 140, but I just think this was his plan all along to definitely win, because Devin Haney isn't as powerful as him. So if I'm a little bit heavier and I've got more energy, I'm not working off that last 3 pounds. Like, and he doesn't care about the belts. He just cares about winning. So, and I just think that he did it on purpose. It's not like, I just think he did it on purpose. Or maybe he just thought, I'm not going to, he just couldn't make the weight and just thought, do you know what? Fuck it. I'll just fucking go in over. And if he tells me he's not fighting me, then I won't fight him. Because he played it so well, because there's no way that Haney could pull out of that fight. Because he would have to give refunds, cause a lot of shit to him. He had to take it because it was only 3 pounds.
He's been watching a lot of Tyson Fury and his antics, I think, and over the years, and he's learned from the master of the mind games, isn't he? Oh dear, yeah.
Like, if you want to fight at a catch weight, fight at a catch weight. Don't make it up on the day. And he's saying he gets advice from Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather did this to Manuel Marquez. But that's another thing. Floyd Mayweather, at this stage, when he was to the end of his career, like 2009, he wasn't a proper. He was a boxer, but he was like a shithouse. He would always need an advantage. Manuel Marquez had only fought at 130, and I think he fought at 135 once. And he said, "Oh, let's have a catch weight at 144." Marquez weighed in at 142, and Floyd's the one who said catch weight 144 to make it fair, and he weighs in on purpose because he admitted it at 146, so that he was bigger and stronger than a guy who's already only campaigning at 130, 135. So he could guarantee that he can win. You know, so but my other argument on this is it's all well and good taking that advice off Floyd, but Floyd had already beat Castillo, Arturo Gatti, defended many titles, won many titles. He'd achieved something before he started pulling these shenanigans to guarantee that he'd won. He'd actually done something in boxing before he started playing these stupid games. And he only started doing it because he had that many fights that he broke his hands and he couldn't really fight anymore. Like, his hands were brittle, so he had to just make sure that he had an advantage in every fight, didn't fought people at the right time when they were slipping off.
Yeah.
You know, like
Floyd Mayweather was a genius for that. Like, Floyd Mayweather fought people on his terms, fought people at the right time. I mean, you know, even the he beat a very young Canelo, didn't he? What was Canelo, like 23?
Yeah, because it was like, I'll get this kid now because he's green, I'll experience him. Yeah. But he did everything to get an advantage. But
I man him a little bit.
I hated him for doing that because he was never in a 50-50 fight. But you can't blame him because before that, he fought Oscar De La Hoya, Castillo, Arturo Gatti, so many names. And it's won titles and defended him.
Do you think when he fought Ricky Hatton as well? I mean, Ricky Hatton was sort of starting to be on the slides a little bit, wasn't he? Would that be fair to say that? Do you think? Or
no, I think that was when he was. No, I think he just beat Costa Zoom. And then no, that's another thing. What he did, Ricky Hatton had to move up to 147 because he fought at 140.
Yeah.
Again, he campaigns at 140. So,
that's right.
But before that. Like what Floyd always and he made Maidana fight with 10-ounce gloves instead of 8-ounce because he hits hard. He did every little.
What's all that about? Yeah, what's all that about? I mean, like things. This is the thing. Like, I know this would be a separate video, Chris, but the corruption and favouritism. I mean, even like I'm going on a rant now, but even in the, and I know I'll take your points on Garcia, and it comes back to my thing about, you know, is he more of a hype job? Because we tend to do this, don't we? We go, we've done this with AJ, the media do it. Oh, he's brilliant, he's back, and then it's he's shit again. You know, it's like we're too reactionary. We're too reactionary. We gotta be a bit more.
If you break it down realistically, he can't make 140. He says. So he has to campaign at 147.
I would tend to agree with that based on some of the previous.
Who does he beat at 147? Who does he beat at 147? I don't believe he beats the two strongest champions, which is Boots Ennis and Crawford. I don't believe he beats them. And I don't believe he might beat Spence, or he can have a 50-50 fight with Spence because we don't know where Spence is at. And the Spence that fought Crawford, that's all we've seen. So that could be a good fight if he fought Errol Spence. It really could.
I just wonder how much of the accident has taken out of Errol Spence. He doesn't seem. I don't know. It's difficult to know. I guess only time will tell. We can't really go much on the. He didn't look the same man in it against Crawford, but then you could argue Crawford does that to his opponent. So it's difficult to say.
To say that he's going to be like, I love G-Man boxing, but to say he's going to be a superstar, it's like. I don't agree at all. It's like KSI's a
superstar influencer, superstar in terms of fame.
Yeah,
different.
It's like
superstar in terms
KSI is a superstar, right? But when he gets in the ring and he fills arenas and he sells pay-per-views, and when he gets in the ring, he stands there doing star jumps. Like as a boxing fan, like I want people to be challenging themselves to win world titles, to defend their titles,
I know what you mean,
to be the best.
Watching some of the YouTube videos since the weekend's fight, it's like crazy. People are putting. It's like people are treating Ryan Garcia like he's a Hall of Famer. Like what?
Yeah, just don't.
What's going on?
He hasn't done anything.
He's like,
the only thing that he's done is like
He's had
beat someone by tricking them.
He's had a couple of good wins. He's had the Luke.
I'm not saying that he was going to that he wouldn't like Haney would have won, because I do believe Garcia got in his head. He got in his head playing mind games.
Yeah,
I do believe that.
He must have done. And I don't know. I don't want to. We'll get onto Haney's performance perhaps, but I don't know if there was any more you wanted to say. Was there any more you wanted to kind of say on that before we kind of move on? Because I know you really wanted to get all of that off your chest.
So, yeah, we can move on. So just move on to we can move on to the fight. Like, I think they should run it back at a catch weight if they want.
Yeah.
You know, but then he'll probably come in at 147.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. He ain't going to be able to do it at 140, is he? He can't do it at 140. It's just not going to happen.
But if they do it at a catch rate at like 134 or 144 and run it back, so then I believe that because the thing is, this is what about Haney. Like, I'm not saying Haney would have won or anything. I just think that Garcia got in Haney's head with
100%.
acting crazy, missing weight, looking shit in the public workout, and then finally at the press conference talking shit about his mom. You know, and like winding his dad up. I think it all just got in Haney's head. And I believe that Haney...
Do you remember the bit he started saying Garcia was having a go at his religion and all this? And I was thinking, where's he going with that? Started saying Ryan Garcia is slating his religion. And I'm thinking, maybe he did get... Yeah, maybe he did. I didn't actually realise when we were doing the pre-fight analysis and just general discussions, I don't think I took into account. We were so focused, right? This is why it was a bit of a master plan from Garcia, because we were so focused on the antics of Garcia. I don't think we took into account that Haney was buying it and was then took his eye off the ball. Because he clearly did. He took his eye off the game. Because how can you sleep? That's like me coming in with a fucking nuclear bomb and going, "Oh, I was sleeping on it. I didn't see it." You know, do you know what I mean? Ryan Garcia is known for his left hook, right from the amateur, right from when he was 9 years of age, right? Because he grew up with Haney and all those guys, didn't he? In the amateurs, right? Consummate, brilliant records in the amateurs. He would have known his left hook is his fucking absolute weapon. How are you sleeping on it? I don't understand.
Do you know what else I think though? I think he might have got concussed or something in the first round because he just didn't seem to make the adjustments. It was like all he kept doing was holding and then staying in the pocket. It's like he couldn't, because he should have. I don't know what the corner was. Why didn't they say get on your bike, move around, wait for him to come in?
Don't even get started on the rest. Why? Also, a little rant on my part as well. Like, why? I don't know if Devin Haney was watching Lawrence Okolie against Chris Billum-Smith and like, oh, that's how to hug. Fucking trying to hug the whole night and the ref did nothing.
No, I know. The thing is, and he wasn't even holding well. He wasn't doing like a Okolie style tying up or Vladimir Klitschko where they get you in arm locks. You can't fucking...
Yeah.
It was like pathetic.
1-2, and then grab. Yeah, jab right hand.
That referee's a good referee, but like, what the fuck was that? That sideways missionary that Ryan Garcia kept doing when he was doing this. It's just like, it wasn't even shot at all. It was just like, it looks like sideways missionary when like he was like this.
Yeah,
just giving him his back. Nothing else.
It was like a 360-degree shoulder roll, wasn't it? I don't know what was going on there. It was bizarre.
He was just standing there, punching him in the back. Why did he just step back, go, reset, and have a rest and say, if you want to bend over and start doing all that shit, I'm going to step back and go, because you can't hit him to the body, and the ref's not telling him that's illegal to be turning your back to someone. You can't punch him in the back of the head. So why don't you just take a step back and go, come on, reset, fight, you know. It's just like Haney's mind was got. But one thing I want to say, all the hate for Devin Haney, I've got to stick up for him here. All the hate for Devin Haney, it's very unfair.
We tend to do this, don't we?
Everyone's saying, "Oh, he's been exposed. Is this, is that? Like he's shit. He's never fought anyone in their prime." Like it's not fair. The guy was undisputed at the weight class below. He was in a close fight with Lomachenko. Yeah, people lose fights. This is boxing. Has no boxer ever gone into the ring with the wrong game plan, or they've let their opponent get into their head. Like I've got some examples here. So where are they?
Deontay Wilder. That's a
yes. That's one of the ones I got there. Where is it? Oh, here we go. No. Oh, Deontay Wilder's one though. This is the thing. This is what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder. He fucked him up so much. Like 1 minute he's like, "Oh, I really respect you," blah blah blah. Then the next press conference, he's switching on him. Then next minute he's like being nice to him, then being absolutely horrible and saying all this shit. Then he's spreading rumours that he's getting beaten up in sparring, which are lies. That Andy Lee and Tyson said, "Right, I'm going to say this, get it got until Wilder can't get hold of it," and so they think that I'm doing shit in sparring, blah blah blah. And like he just really did a pickle. He had Wilder nearly in tears, anger tears, when he was going till this day. Like he had Wilder nearly crying because the Americans were loving Fury more than Wilder, and it was getting to him. It got in his head.
Look at what he did in the third fight. Then he tried to shut him out completely with the headphones, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He got in his head that bad that the third fight, he just said, "I'm not even going to listen to this guy. I'll just put my headphones on. I can't do it."
Well, it's like if you've ever had a row with your other half or a friend, you're like, "I can't listen to you," and they got to you so much you can't listen to it. I'm walking away. I can't hear this anymore. But the problem is, once you've done that, you've kind of lost it, haven't you?
And you can't stop. And it's like, what about Sugar Ray Leonard, Hall of Famer, amazing? Yeah, did he not let Roberto Duran get in his head when he started saying stuff about his missus? And did Sugar Ray Leonard not stay in the pocket with Duran, fighting Duran's fight and lose when no one thought he was going to lose at all? Do you know, because Duran got in his head.
Mate, and
they ran it back, and then Sugar Ray's beaten twice.
And then Duran did the whole no mass thing where he gave up, walked, didn't he? In the middle of the ring. "Oh, I can't no more. Yeah. I'm out." So I think you make a very valid point, though, Chris. You make a very valid point, right? And I wanted to talk about this.
Even Ali, George Foreman. Yeah. Ali got in George Foreman's head so that he's just destroyed everybody in the heavyweight division in like 3-4 rounds. Fraser, Norton, and then he gets to Ali, and Ali got in his head that he just kept on trying to knock him out, and he fell for the rope-a-dope. Like, you can go in, your opponent can get in your head, you can go to the ring with a one game plan and lose, and you can run it back and win. So it's so unfair to write Haney off and say, "Shit, it's out of order." Out of order.
This is a key point, because I think I can be a bit guilty of this, and I'm trying to learn. But we tend to do this thing, particularly. I don't know if it's a British media thing in particular, but we tend to do this thing where we, after one really good performance or a surprise performance, we go, "Oh, that's it. They're the second coming of Jesus." And then when they lose, we go, "Yeah, they were always overrated." Like it's so over the top. I don't understand.
It's like
Devin Haney's not all of a sudden a terrible fighter. He had a very bad night. Admittedly a very bad night. But you can't. All of a sudden he's a terrible fighter?
The guy was undisputed at 135. He just beat a world champion at 140. And Garcia got in his head. Garcia weight bullied him. And he went to the ring with a wrong game plan and he got beat. It's boxing. It happens.
Here's a question for you. I've got a good question for you. It's just come to my head. Devin Haney, I think we'd all agree, he lacks power. He's not the superstar that I think he'd like to be. He's not in Ryan Garcia's level of stardom. He's not. I think certainly for casuals, they struggle, because the thing is, me and you appreciate a brilliant boxer, but you've also got an entertain. It's an entertainment sport, and I think I'm probably being maybe a bit harsh, but I find Devin Haney very difficult to watch, and he also lacks power. So my question is, do you think he went into this fight thinking, I've got to entertain, I've got to try and knock him out, I've got to do something? Because maybe that would give an answer to why he kept staying in the pocket when he didn't need to.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that he fell for Ryan Garcia's not training properly. That's why he's missed weight.
So he could put it on
Ryan Garcia's not mentally there. And I just think, like, he just thought, I can knock him out. I can do it because he's not down.
Yeah, I think he thought he was going to... You said this the other day. I think Haney felt like he would be able to take his heart away. But it just weren't going to happen, was it? Yeah. But see, after the first round, it was never going to happen.
I do think that when he hit him, when Garcia hit him with a good shot in the first round, like proper, caught him good, and I think that he might have been a bit concussed and like his legs weren't there properly. You know, it happens.
Yeah, possibly.
Look what happened to AJ when he fought Ruiz. Like, you get hit with a shot and you're not quite right all fight. So maybe he just thought he had to stay in the pocket because he couldn't move around. His legs weren't going to move as they were. And he did have some good success, but he just don't hit hard enough. And obviously, it is a fact that if you weigh more, you can take a punch better. Like, it improves punch resistance. It does.
Well, we have weight divisions for a reason, and that's one of the big reasons.
So he weight trained himself and then rehydrated. Garcia, he was just training, eating, loving life because he didn't need to make weight because he knew.
So I mean, I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you the real fight. You know, and I'm sort of dissing Haney, and I don't mean to, but I think the real fight Garcia had on the night was against the ref and that one judge. That was the fight. Fucking hell!
Yeah,
that judge scored it abroad. What was he smoking? Fucking hell!
Yeah, because like number one, he should have picked Garcia. He should have stopped Garcia from doing that sideways missionary shoulder roll thing, whatever he was doing. He should have stopped Haney from fucking hugging doing all that hugging, and then he should have stopped licking Haney's ass as well. Like, he wasn't right. There's something that ref had a bad night, 100%.
Yeah,
like, a lot of things bad.
Do you think it's fair, because people are very quick to go, oh, boxing's corrupt? Do you think it was just a case of the judge, that one judge was kind of trying to help the champion a bit and maybe got a bit swayed and the ref just had an off night? Do you think it was more a case of that or not?
I'm not saying there is. Please don't take this video off or shoot it down. I'm not saying there is. It seems a little bit iffy, that Haney's the champion. Everyone thinks that Garcia's going to lose. Yeah. It's a DAZN production.
I did. Hold my hands up.
Everyone did. Like, I think they were doing everything they can to try and help Haney to win. Like, it's like Haney was the home fighter kind of thing. So he was the champ. Like, it was just like, what do they call it? Home cooking.
You do get this with champions and obviously the hope, because they're talking, are they? So I'm segueing a little bit, I'm going, but you know, Tyson Fury, Saudi Arabia is his second home and there's going to be favoritism. I mean, maybe that's the case, but it's one of those, when you're the opponent, when you're the other fighter, I don't think you can be thinking, oh, I've got to beat the judge, you've just got to think, right, well, I'll knock him out, then it's conclusive. You know,
now? Someone saying, Mauricio Sullivan, he wants 6 judges.
Yeah,
the Fury.
6 judges. What? Change the
3
rules.
Judges
you know,
can get it right. 3 judges can get it right. What do you want 6 of them for? It's fucking stupid.
I'm not sure how that works. But then you can have. I don't know why all of a sudden is he coming in and going and just changing the rules just out the blue like that? I mean, it's never happened before, has it? 6 judges?
Never. I don't believe so. Don't quote me on that. Do you know what's his face? Bob Arum. Bob Arum shut it down. Thank you, Bob. Old school. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Next minute they're going to be like, what have they got in football? They're going to have that fucking camera shit. Replay.
Have you heard something in football they're bringing in? Have you heard about this blue card? they're bringing in a blue card, which is like a sin bin. Right, off you go for 10 minutes.
It's not rugby. I wish they wouldn't keep making these things up. It's fine the way it is.
I know. Well, VAR's ruined football, but that's a whole other channel and topic of conversation. I'm just trying to think if there. Yeah, just I suppose, unless there was obviously anything you wanted to add, like just on Haney's overall performance, his mind. I thought the post-fight interview was really interesting because, you know, and it's pride. I understand that, and the interviewer said, you know, you looked hurt after the first knock. And he was like, oh, I wasn't hurt. I was more surprised. And I couldn't understand how he could have been surprised. It was an odd thing to say, I thought, after the fight. I mean, maybe he was concussed, as you say, and was a bit delirious.
I think he just obviously, like you say,
surprised.
It's like a nuclear bomb that's going off. And you fought the guy 6 times. His signature punch is the left hook. So, like, what the fuck? How can you keep... And he's hitting it with you all night. And it's like
playing a football match against Man City and not expecting them to go full out attack, which is generally what, you know. I just don't.
It's like you're like, I don't know, like Arsenal. We're going to play Man City and we're going to play a high line of attack. Our defender's going to be on the halfway line.
Yeah. Mind you, that's probably what my club Tottenham do. But
you know they're going to be coming at you, just like
It was such a weird post-fight interview. That was. He looked crestfallen.
Got in his head. All the shenanigans. It got to Haney. It made him drop the ball. He went in there with the wrong tactics, and he got beat by the bigger, stronger kid. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I do think that Garcia should run it back and give him a chance to redeem himself, because I believe it'll be a completely different fight. When you fight at a catch weight and the other person knows they're fighting at a catch weight, it's kind of fair.
Yeah.
And that's what I... So, if we can conclude, because I think, it's been about 31 minutes.
32 minutes already.
Yeah. If we, conclusion, let's calm down on Ryan Garcia, because he weight bullied Haney and he's only beat Luke Campbell, and he quit against Tank Davis. So let's see him win a world title or fight a credible person at the right weight class, and then we can judge, because he is talented. And but I think he could beat Errol Spence. We don't know what Errol Spence is going to fight at 154. So I don't even know why he's even chasing that fight. But in fact, maybe we should do a video. Who should Ryan Garcia fight at 147? We'll do that next.
Because it ain't going to be Crawford, is it? Let's be honest. It ain't going to be Crawford.
It's moving up to 154. So he's got to fight Boots Ennis. And we'll do some research. But the only way I can take Ryan Garcia is give him all the praise. If he campaigns at 147, beats some credible fighters at 147, and he wins a world title at 147, instead of fighting at catch weights, fighting ex-world champions like Luke Campbell, or quitting when you fight someone who's actually, so it's fair and it's a 50-50 fight, and beat them.
I would really like him to run it back with Haney, because I think Haney deserves a chance. Do you know what? 100%. Even if Garcia's got Haney's number, right? Let's just say that. I think Haney deserves a chance to at least perform a lot better.
Exactly.
Give him a chance
I believe
even if he loses, but in a competitive fight, and he feels like he's done himself justice, because I would imagine, and I don't know, he doesn't feel like he's done himself justice.
100%. Of course not, because he got suckered in with the mind game. Right.
No,
I'll take you back to Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. Yeah, Roberto Duran, he played Sugar Ray like a fiddle. He wound him right up, and he got Sugar Ray to fight his fight. In the two fights they had after that, Sugar Ray absolutely bossed it, because he fought how he should have fought in the first place. Now, I'm not comparing them to them legends, but like you say, I feel that Haney, this is a voluntary for Haney. I feel that he deserves a chance, if he wants to, a chance to redeem himself. And like I say again, Garcia, it's part of the rules what Garcia did with the not making weight. But as I say again, he played a cunt's trick on Haney, as we say in England. And Haney deserves a fair chance to fight Garcia on an even keel. Make a catch weight 134, 144, and have a fair fight and see what happens. And have a fair fight and see. Maybe Garcia wins again, but I guarantee it's not going to be as easy as last time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd back Haney to win because I just think that he just didn't use any of his attributes whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, he just needs to make the necessary judgments, needs to fight to his strengths, because he didn't fight to his strengths, did it? I mean, I know this sounds like we're sort of hating on Garcia and we're pro Haney, and we're not. I think we're offering an alternative opinion to what a lot of the mainstream media, boxing media, are going with, which is a bit unfair. And I think I would tend to agree with that, because I'll go on YouTube now and they're all just singing Garcia's praises like he's the second coming of.
No, I've been watching all the videos. It's been winding me up all day. I'm like, but I just don't get it. Like, why is it watching this thing? Oh, it's an amazing. I can't believe he did it. Just like, really?
But after the Tank defeat, he was hopeless and a quitter and had no heart.
Yeah, but you're only as good as your last fight, right? Right, let's wrap it up, guys. Boxing Bros UK. Good
like
video.
Yes,
please
really
like and subscribe if you like the video. All right.
Cheers, Chris.
See you later.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always.
See you later.
Later.